What's up guys, my name is Bryce. Today I'm going to do a video talking about quarantine. I basically filmed this video end of last year and the whole thing was out of focus, so I've procrastinated about filming it until now. So what quarantining your animals is basically keeping an eye on them but in a separate room or area to where your normal animals are kept. So I have a reptile room and my quarantine room is my bedroom. It's about 30 meters away, so there's a good air distance in between. You don't want to quarantine your reptiles in the same room because then that's basically defeating the point of quarantine. So the first thing is, when do I need to quarantine? You need to quarantine when you receive a new animal. So when you get a new animal, it goes straight into your bedroom or your quarantine and doesn't come in contact with any of your current animals that you have. You need to quarantine your animals for about minimum of a month, depending on if they are perfectly healthy when received and perfectly healthy after that month. If you see anything at all, like even one mite, extend that period over a month. In most cases it's safer to quarantine from 3 months to 6 months, but that's a very long time and most animals are already in pretty good health from breeders. So some things to keep in mind with quarantine is you'll have a minimalistic setup for your snake or whatever animal or reptile you have. By this I mean just bare minimums, as in your hide, your water bowl and your substrate. For substrate it is best to use newspaper, paper towel or clear white paper. I suppose that's not clear, it's just plain white paper. And why this is because you can see if anything happens. For instance, you'll see mites and spot mites a lot easier on the white paper than you would in a substrate of cocoa fiber. As well as you can watch their defecations a lot more closely. So this snake that I just got, it's a corn snake and I've put it on this minimalistic setup. But remember, you do need a hide, water bowl and substrate. You can add some decor because it's good to get the snake a bit of enrichment, as well as you don't want them to feel stressed out in their new environment and therefore they may go on a feeding strike. So hides, very important, so they feel safe and secure. Their body needs to feel crammed in that hide, so when they coil up their sides must be touching the edges of the hide. Otherwise they feel like they're in a big open space and they feel afraid and can get stressed out. Safe things to do is use totally separate tools from your normal reptiles to your reptiles that you're quarantining. Because if that reptile that you are quarantining has any sort of disease or anything like that, you're not cross-contaminating it. Remember to always work with your reptiles that are in your reptile room or that you've already owned for a long period before you work with the new quarantine animal. Just because then you don't go transmitting diseases as easily. Safe things to do is always spray your hands before and after with some sort of disinfectant like F10. So the tools you are using with your quarantine animal, even though it is a separate set of tools compared to your normal reptiles, you still need to wash those tools thoroughly after every usage, because this eliminates you recontaminating that animal. Never feed your quarantine animal if there's a dirty enclosure, because if the food or the snake comes in contact with its feces and then swallows the food that came in contact with the feces, it can reinfect itself if it has a disease. So otherwise it's pretty simple to make a quarantine setup for your snake. Paper towel, your heat pad, right humidity, everything needs to be in check with its care, but with its setup it needs to be pretty minimalistic. And again, those three important factors are a water bowl, a hide, and your paper towel or white paper as a substrate. Newspaper will also work fine, but it's easier to spot things on white paper. So this is my setup for this corn snake that I recently received. I didn't buy the snake. It was given to me from someone who could no longer care for it. It wasn't in the greatest condition, as beforehand it had this stony substrate, like it almost like aquarium stones, and it was full of feces. So I just tucked that away and then disinfected the whole entire thing, and now I'm constantly cleaning it. Already I can see after about 12 plus hours of the snake on the paper towel, it's already defecated, and its defecation's not looking too hot. So we'll see once we get it feeding and on the right correct diet how it does and how its feces change, as well as its urate is powdery. This could happen if there's not enough water or not clean water for the snake to drink, because sometimes they're fussy. Even if they have water, they'll decide not to drink it because it is not clean, so therefore their urate will be a lot more powdery, not like a nice thick solid lump of chalk. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and remember to quarantine your animals. It's really important because you don't want to lose your whole collection of animals that you already have just by not practicing a simple and easy thing called quarantine. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, and if you want to see more videos similar to this one or wildlife related, hit that subscribe button right over here. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Bryce. See you in the next one. Cheers, guys.